Today we're going to be unboxing the Hubsan X4 4-channel quadcopter that has a little built-in, I think it's a 2 megapixel video recording system in it. So we'll be doing a little flying with it and checking out the videos that it takes. So we're back with the Hubsan X4 Quadrotor. Gotten the stuff out of the box. I've kind of played with it a little bit. I haven't got to really fly it yet. I just wanted to go over the parts listings with you. Let's start with the quadrotor itself. You can see it's pretty good size. It had an optional blade protection system that I opted to put on. The installation of that was fairly easy. All you gotta do is pop the blades, and there's 4 little cups that actually hug each one of the motors, and it stays on. Looks like it's going to stay on pretty solid. And then put the blades back on. One thing I like about it is it's got a removable battery that you can charge offline, so it doesn't have to plug directly into the control board, and you have to keep it on board to charge it. What that essentially equates to is you can have extra batteries charging while you're flying your quadrotor. Here's the 4-channel controller. It's a 2.4 gigahertz FM controller, fully functional, 4 channels, and you can set it up, it looks like, in 2 modes. After looking through the manual a little bit, you can actually have a mode where what's standard throttle control, or a second mode where it basically flip-flops and turns this one into throttle control, which is the spring returned. I'm not real wild about that. I kind of like my throttle control to be standard. It comes with a additional kind of a spare parts kit, 4 extra blades. That always comes in handy. Hopefully we won't need it now that we've got blade protectors on there. And this looks like a little blade pulling tool. Just kind of uses like a fulcrum. It's like a little bit of leverage. So we're going to get our battery charging. I'm going to take a few more minutes to look up the setup of the controls, and we'll get this baby in here. Alright, back with the Hubsan X4 Quadrotor. Let the battery charge for about 30 minutes. That's what it suggests in the book. I'm going to go ahead and insert it into this little battery compartment. So you want to make sure that it's fully seated to the back. Alright, next thing we're going to do is, I didn't really show this before, but you can see that there's a little, that's the camera. Looks like it's actually angled down a little bit, so that, I'm sure it's so you're not catching, getting any of the blades or anything like that in the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and insert. Requires a little micro SD. And what I'm going to do, this is a little 4 gig micro SD that I had laying around. Going to flip this bad boy over and stick it in the SD slot until it clicks. And there's also a little switch you can see right here, and after you plug it in you want to hit that switch, and what that does is it powers up the camera and starts its recording. So the book tells you prior to connecting the battery, you want to make sure you have your transmitter on and make sure it's calibrated. There's a little calibration sequence in the manual for mode 1 or mode 2 that I talked about earlier. That's already been done. So now we're just going to go ahead and plug this up. Alright, and then there's a pairing sequence, which looks like it's already done. You leave the throttle in a down position, and you just wiggle this left or right a couple times, and the controller is now paired to the quadcopter. Next thing we're going to do, also just a real quick note, this thing is, the camera saves as an AVI file, so if you have a Mac, you may need to buy some type of converter software, since there's not a codec in the Mac that will read an AVI file. So I'm going to hit the little button again, And little LED is on, so that is recording. Hey there. Here we go. Go let the dog out. Come on, bud. Oh. What? Alright, we're going to go get a little video outside here. Let me land this thing. Alright, I'm going to start the recording on this guy again. It looks to be recording.
I'm losing it.
So brave, David. So brave. 80 times in, still. So, flashy lights. Once again, flashy lights is a good indicator you need to land it. That means the battery is about to die. So, one thing I didn't go over is the camera button not only serves as a start, but it also serves as a stop. The one thing that I've found that you do not want to do is to just straight unplug the battery at the end of your flight, especially if you're video recording, because what happens is it will actually erase the file. This is basically not only a start, it's a stop and save, stop/save. So you gotta do both whenever you're flying this little baby, at least if you want to do video. So the little LED has stopped blinking, which means it's safe to disconnect the battery. We'll go download all the footage from the camera, see what our freaky dog was doing. Other than that, I really like this thing. Flies good. There's a light wind outside, and it seemed to handle just fine outside. Very controllable inside. I like it. Thanks, Mom and Dad.